Hello, and welcome to U.S. Immigration Tips. In this video, I will briefly explain what the DS-260 form is, what kind of mistakes can occur, and why correcting them as soon as possible is important. The DS-260 form is an online application for an immigrant visa to the United States. It requires applicants to provide accurate and complete information about themselves and their family members, such as names, birth dates, birthplaces, addresses, marital status, education, work history, travel history, criminal records, and more. The information on the DS-260 form is used by the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Embassy or Consulate to determine the eligibility and suitability of the applicants for the visa. Mistakes can occur on the DS-260 form for various reasons, such as typos, spelling errors, incorrect translations, missing information, wrong information, or changes in circumstances. Some common examples of mistakes are entering a wrong name or a different name than the one on the passport or other documents. 2. Entering a wrong date or place of birth or a different one than the one on the passport or other documents. 3. Entering the wrong address or a different one than the one on the proof of residence or other documents. 4. Entering a wrong marital status or a different one than the one on the marriage certificate or other documents. 5. Entering a wrong education or work history or a different one than the one on the diplomas, transcripts, or resumes. 6. Entering a wrong travel history or a different one than the one on the stamps, visas, or tickets. Entering a wrong criminal record or a different one than the one on the police certificates or court documents. 8. Entering wrong or incomplete information about the family members, such as spouse, children, parents, siblings, or previous spouses. Correcting the mistakes on the DS-260 form as soon as possible is important because 1. The information on the DS-260 form is verified by the National Visa Center, NVC, and the U.S. Embassy or Consulate against the supporting documents the applicants submit. Any discrepancies or inconsistencies may cause delays, requests for additional evidence, or visa denials. 3. The information on the DS-260 form is also checked by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, and the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, when the applicants enter the United States or apply for adjustment of status. 4. Any errors or omissions may cause problems, questions, or rejections at the port of entry or during the immigration process. 5. The information on the DS-260 form is considered a sworn statement by the applicants under penalty of perjury. 6. Any false or misleading information may result in the revocation of the visa, the removal from the United States, or the denial of citizenship. The DS-260 is an online application for an immigrant visa to the United States. It is very important to fill out the form accurately and completely, as any errors or omissions may affect the outcome of your case. According to the web search results, there are different ways to correct the mistake depending on the stage of your application and the type of error. Here are some possible options and the steps to follow. 1. If you have not submitted your DS-260 form to the National Visa Center, NVC, yet, you can reopen it and edit it online before submitting it. 2. This is the easiest and fastest way to fix the mistake. 3. You must log into the Consular Electronic Application Center, CEAC, website using your case and invoice ID numbers. 4. Then you can select the IV application option and click the Edit button next to the form you want to change. 5. You can make the necessary corrections and save the form. 6. After you have reviewed the form and confirmed everything is correct, you can submit the form again. 1. If you have already submitted your DS-260 form to the NVC, you can send an email to the NVC and ask them to unlock the form or allow a new submission. 2. This option may take longer and is not guaranteed, as the NVC may not respond to your request or deny it. 3. To do this, you must email nvcinquirystate.gov with the subject line Request to Unlock DS-260. 4. You should include your name, case number, date of birth, and the specific form to be unlocked in the email. 5. You should also explain the reason for the request and the error you want to correct. 6. You should receive an automated reply from the NVC acknowledging your email. 6. If the NVC approves your request, they will send you another email with instructions on accessing and editing the form. 7. You should follow the steps above to correct and resubmit the form. 8. If you have already scheduled your visa interview at the U.S. Embassy or Consulate, you can contact the Embassy or Consulate and ask them to reopen the form or make the change for you. 9. This option may also take longer and is not guaranteed. as the embassy or consulate may not respond to your request or may deny it. 10. To do this, you need to find the contact information of the embassy or consulate where your interview is scheduled on the U.S. Department of State website. You should send an email or a letter to the embassy or consulate with the subject line, "Request to correct DS-260." 12. You should include your name, case number, date of birth, and the specific form to be corrected in the email or letter. 13. You should also explain the error and attach proof of the correction, such as a copy of your father's passport or birth certificate. 14. If the embassy or consulate approves your request, they will send you a confirmation email or letter with instructions on how to proceed. 15. You may need to reschedule your interview or bring the confirmation email or letter to the interview. 16. If you cannot correct the error before your visa interview, you can bring the proof of the correction to the interview and inform the officer at the window that you need to make a change on your DS-260 form. 17. This option is the riskiest and least recommended, as the officer may not accept the correction or may consider it as a sign of fraud or misrepresentation. 18. To do this, you need to prepare the proof of the correction, such as a copy of your father's passport or birth certificate, and bring it to the interview. 19. You should also bring a printout of your DS-260 confirmation page. 20. When you reach the window, you should tell the officer that you made a mistake on your DS-260 form and show them the proof of the correction. 21. The officer will decide whether to accept the correction or not. 22. If the officer accepts the correction, they will update the form on their system and proceed with the interview. 23. If the officer rejects the correction, they may deny your visa or ask you to submit a new DS-260 form and reschedule your interview. You should always try to fix the mistake as soon as possible and before the interview is scheduled. Some mistakes may cause delays in the interview scheduling or the visa processing, while others may not. It is better to have an accurate DS-260 form than to have an inaccurate one, as it is essential for the success of your case. I hope this information helps you. Good luck with your visa application. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.